and it is my honor to serve as chairwoman of the Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens. We are truly delighted to share this special evening, which marks the 12th anniversary of the Gardens Conservancy, themed an evening of music and art in the gardens. This is our annual opportunity to celebrate and recognize those who shape our community, our country, and share a belief in Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens' mission to enrich the lives with nature, art, and history. I would like to recognize those whose leadership brings us together tonight, including our fabulous board, as well as our co-chairs, Board Vice Chair Frances Fisher and her husband Jeff, as well as trustees and Gardens Conservancy founder Susan Wright and her husband Bob. Our honorary chairs, the Honorable Nancy Brinker, Chip DePaula,
Gloria and Bruce Gendelman,
Lori Silvers, and Mitchell Lewinsky. And host committee chairs, Trustee Ben McFarland and his wife Christina. We are profoundly grateful for your remarkable devotion, friendship, and generosity. Let me also extend a special welcome to our National Advisory Council, a prominent circle of cultural and educational leaders joining us here from throughout the country. Now in its 5th year, the Council works with our board to help advance the mission of the Gardens, bringing a national perspective, strategic collaboration, distinguished partnership, and visibility to our efforts. May I ask our National Advisory Council members to please stand so we may thank and recognize you for your service to our institution. As we look forward to celebrating the Ann Norton Award for Philanthropy to Julie and Peter Cummings, who many of you know are my parents, this evening holds a special place in my heart. Their remarkable compassion, leadership, and dedication to empower others have profoundly shaped my life. Their philanthropy and service are driven by a genuine commitment to creating a better and more just world. It has been a privilege to witness and learn from them, and we are grateful for the journey we continue to share in our service at the Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens. Finally, I am proud to introduce and thank our amazing Executive Director, Margaret Horgan, whose leadership alongside our board as well as the dedicated staff inspires the gardens to grow and creates a magical and memorable experience for our more than 50,000 guests each year. Once again, it's a pleasure to share this evening with you. Margaret?
Thank you, Caroline, and to the extraordinary leadership of our board. It is truly a privilege to work alongside you in advancing so many important pillars of our mission and in stewarding Ann Norton's vision and legacy for our community. It is a joy to be a part of this work every day. Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens is a remarkable place. I have the unique privilege of experiencing it daily, working with our dedicated staff to care for Ann and Ralph Norton's historic home, the Norton Galleries, Art and Nature Conservatory, and Ann's original artist studio, a gift from Ralph that remains a powerful symbol of her creative life. Across the property, her 9 monumental sculptures stand as lasting expressions of her artistic vision and her ability to think boldly about how this space could serve others, artists, educators, cultural leaders, and the approaching more than 20,000 students we welcome each year. The gardens themselves, with over 250 species, are both culturally rich and botanically enchanting. This has been a milestone year for Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens. Following the completion of our Protecting a Legacy campaign and the establishment of the Magnolia Society Endowment, thanks to Frances Fisher, we are proud to share that the entire property has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places. We are also honored to be recognized as part of the Historic Artist Homes and Studios program of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, a distinction that places Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens within a national network of sites preserving the homes and creative spaces of American artists while advancing the Trust's broader mission to protect and celebrate our shared cultural heritage. We were extremely proud that our Student Education Program's Team Day was funded in part by the Dorothy C. Radkowski Learning Through Women's Achievement in the Arts Grant Program, an initiative of the National Trust's Where Women Made History campaign and its Historic Artist Homes and Studios program, further advancing our shared commitment to elevating the legacy of women in the arts. With great thanks to our National Advisory Council, who is here with us tonight for the 5th annual convening, our role within this national network continues to grow. A special thank you to the National Advisory Council Chair and ANS Trustee, Sarah Griffin. Just yesterday, we were honored to welcome the National Garden Conservancy and its fellows in celebration of our Garden Futures Grant, an opportunity to further engage in meaningful dialogue around preservation with leaders both locally and nationally. These collaborations not only strengthen our stewardship of this remarkable site, but also ensure that ANSG remains an active and contributing voice in the broader conversation around cultural and environmental preservation. This kind of preservation does not happen by accident. It happens because people care. It happens because of trustees, patrons, partners, and friends, many of whom are here tonight, who understand that what Ann Norton created and entrusted to this community is worth protecting for generations to come. This evening and the weekend ahead would not be possible without our long-standing partnership with Palm Beach Modern and Contemporary, now celebrating its 9th year with Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens. We're deeply grateful to Nick Korniloff, Vice President of the Art Miami Show Group and Director of the Fair, and to Pamela Cohen, Vice President of Marketing and VIP Relations, who also leads the Perry J. Cohen Foundation. Their shared commitment to the arts, environmental stewardship, and education has made a lasting impact. Through this collaboration, we welcome hundreds of new visitors and collectors each year and are proud to serve as the official cultural partner of the fair. This partnership also helped launch our Artist-in-Residence program, which continues to bring world-class artists and new creative energy to our exhibitions and educational initiatives. We also extend our sincere thanks to our presenting corporate sponsor, CIBC Private Wealth, and to Trustee and Managing Director Gina Sabian for her leadership and continued support in making this evening possible. Our gratitude as well to our longtime media partner, Palm Beach Illustrated, and to Hive Home Gift and Garden, led by Trustee Sarah McCann, for bringing such thoughtful beauty to our garden spaces, and for the special gift you will receive this evening in honor of the gardens. Thank you again for being here, for supporting the gardens, and for helping ensure its strength for the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce ANSG Trustee and Gentleman of the Garden, Ben McFarland, and his wife, Christina, longtime friends and supporters of Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens.
Julie and Peter, you guys have been amazing for us. Thank you so much.
Francis and I are very delighted to be able to share the evening with you as we present the Ann Norton Award for Philanthropy. Julie and Peter Cummings, amazing individuals and an incredible couple. They embody the very spirit of this award we're going to present tonight. Through their visionary leadership and extraordinary generosity, they have profoundly advanced the educational and cultural mission of the Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens. Julie and Peter have dedicated their lives to advancing opportunity, equity, and cultural vitality, values that certainly resonate deeply within the spirit of these gardens. Julie is an internationally acclaimed advocate for underserved children, women, and families. Julie's work has spanned academia, public service, policy, and she is widely recognized for her integrity, compassion, and impact. Peter. Peter is a visionary real estate developer, philanthropist, whose career has helped shape communities through meaningful and lasting investments. As founder of RAM, a prominent real estate development firm in Florida and the Southeast, his creative direction has transformed critical urban revitalization. In addition, through his leadership with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra and the redevelopment of Orchestra Place, he helped catalyze the renewal of Detroit's Midtown. Together, Julie and Peter have strengthened the gardens. They have done this through their generosity, but also with their belief. A belief in the garden's potential, a place where education, health, and culture come together to serve the community.
Thank you, Susan. Let me continue to build on those comments about what Julie and Peter's impact has been for this organization. Julie and Peter's pivotal investment through the Max M. and Marjorie S. Fisher Foundation Arts and Culture Fund at the Community Foundation for Palm Beach and Martin Counties established the Art, Music, and Healthy Hearts program, which is now the cornerstone of Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens' educational initiatives. This program has allowed the gardens to double its capacity to serve Title I students and has strengthened critical partnerships, including with Palm Health Foundation to support programming for Indian Ridge School, a K-12 school serving students with behavioral and mental health challenges. In addition to broadening student access, Julie and Peter's vision has strengthened the gardens institutionally by supporting professional development for our educators and development staff, ensuring long-term sustainability and excellence. Julie and Peter were also instrumental in the Protecting a Legacy campaign, restoring the Artist Studio Garden and Terrace, which features a curated collection of palms and cycads, distinctive stonework, and Anne Weaver Norton's signature garden gates. Julie and Peter show us that philanthropy can be used with great humility and generosity, carrying the common threads of a belief in the arts and sciences, empathy, and the ability to create resilience, opportunity, and beauty in the lives of others. All that Julie and Peter have accomplished in their lives together places family at the heart of their experiences and reflects a desire to lead by shining example. Their 46 years of marriage are celebrated.
48.
48 years of marriage are celebrated through children, grandchildren, and a multi-generational vision for philanthropy.
Julie and Peter and Gina, Sabian, thank you for joining us too. As we present you, and I must say, it is our great honor to present you with this award for the Ann Norton Award for Philanthropy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, good evening, everyone. I have a really hard time sitting and listening to that, I have to be honest. Peter and I are deeply moved to be standing here tonight in the garden that has meant so much to our family and to so many in this community. To receive this award is a humbling honor, and we accept it with full hearts and gratitude to the gardens. And it makes me feel I have more to do and work harder and do more. We want to begin by saying thank you. Thank you to the board, to the staff, to every artist, educator, and donor who has poured themselves into this place. We also want to thank our friends and family for being here and supporting this effort. Your generosity continues to inspire us. You know, as has been said, this garden is an extraordinary place, not simply because of the beauty, though even on a night like this, it is beauty. It's impossible to miss how beautiful it truly is, but because of the intention behind it. Ann Norton, as it has been said, believed that art and nature together could do something that neither could do alone. They have the power to inspire, to heal, and to connect us to one another and to something larger than ourselves, and she was right. And the fact that her vision is not only preserved but expanding is a testament to all of you here tonight. We must also express our deepest gratitude to Susan and Francis for all they have done. When Peter and I reflect on the Ann Norton Sculpture Garden, we think of Francis, her grace, her strength, and her unwavering devotion. As you know, for more than 11 years, she's given herself to this place with a level of commitment that is both rare and deeply inspiring. I'm not finished. I have a little bit more. Through her leadership, as been said, is protecting the legacy. 10 years, $10 million. She ensured that all of these sculptures were conserved, that her Ann Norton's historic home and studio were restored, and then now is amazingly on the National Register of Historic Places. Francis, and I don't mean to diminish you, Susan. Francis, you have brought a special kind of magic to this place with your open heart and vision. What you built here is not just a restored garden. You have literally and figuratively planted the seeds, indeed laid the foundation that will hold this institution for generations to come. And we are in your debt, and the community is fortunate to have your leadership and devotion.
I certainly want to echo the comments that Julie made and the gratitude and the admiration for the leaders who have brought us to this point. And, you know, to me, the Sculpture Garden is one of those places that ran under the radar for a very long time. And as we get to know it better, we've come to realize that there's not a community in America that wouldn't be proud to have this kind of facility. So kudos to Ann Norton and to the leaders who brought us to this moment. So I was given the opportunity to just say a few words about Caroline. And here are the things I love about Caroline. First, I think she's a great mother, just as Nick is a great father, and both Julie and I derive great pleasure from watching Francesca and Dash flourish under the watchful and loving eyes of their parents. Secondly, she's not entitled. She and Nick long ago carved out independent lives through their own hard work. There is nobility in work, and they both know it. Thirdly, she's mindful of her community, places like this sculpture garden, where her leadership skills and taste can add value, and where the programs for children, as we just heard, reach out to kids who might otherwise have been missed. And finally, the 4 things I love about Caroline. Yeah, it's 4. I could think of more. I could think of more, but and finally, she is fun to be with. And were that not the case, we would not be leaving together later tonight for 5 days in Paris, the centerpiece of which will be attending Tosca at the Paris Opera with Iader Bignamini, our maestro from Detroit, conducting. So I've heard it said that when parenthood is magical, it derives from the joy of seeing our own genes rearranged in a higher order. And Julie and I agree that this is certainly the case with Caroline.
Thank you. I also just want to thank Jen and Christina. They are like family, and their kids are my kids, their kids. And this whole place is like coming home. And it's such a magical place, and we feel really honored to be part of this. Thank you.
As you've just heard, Julie and Peter Cummings have been extraordinary champions of the gardens, helping to make our work possible in so many ways. Their generosity, along with that of Caroline and the Max and Marjorie Fisher Foundation and other education grant partners, allows us to reach thousands of students each year. There's a card on your table, and we hope you will consider a donation to support our education programs, the heart and soul of what we do. Each year we serve more than 20,000 Title I students and host the most requested school field trip in Palm Beach County. We also collaborate with local private schools, including Palm Beach State Academy and the Green School, to provide hands-on immersive experiences that spark curiosity and creativity. Your support helps us continue offering a truly unique museum experience, a world of wonder and excitement where children can explore, imagine, and even dance with the butterflies. Now I get to talk about art. One of Ann's things that were most important to her was for other artists to have an opportunity to show their work tonight, or work in her gardens. So debuting tonight in the Norton House Galleries is Sylvia Schuster Art, Pathos. Sylvia's remarkable career spans more than 6 decades, beginning in Philadelphia, continuing in New York City, and more recently in the American Midwest. A scholarship student at both the Rhode Island School of Design and the Cranbrook Academy of Art, she earned her BFA and MFA and has been recognized as a master printmaker, receiving fellowships including the Carnegie and Ford Foundation grants, as well as a Fulbright, along with numerous awards, residencies, and exhibitions in museums and galleries nationwide. African imagery has been central to her work since the early 1960s, inspiring striking drawings, collages, and monumental heads, some nearly 6 feet tall, that capture the beauty, strength, and energy of her subjects. These early works laid the foundation for a lifetime of innovative art, including her extraordinary prints and works on paper. We're so grateful to Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens Art Committee Co-Chair Karen Lamb for introducing us to the Sylvia Schuster Foundation, whose Board of Trustees is with us this evening. We deeply appreciate their efforts in sharing this extraordinary collection and traveling from across the country to be here. While we wish Sylvia could be with us in person, we know from those closest to her that she is very much here in spirit. We're thrilled to celebrate Sylvia Schuster's legacy tonight and invite you to explore the Norton House Galleries to experience the pathos and power of her work firsthand. Please join me in thanking the Sylvia Schuster Foundation for making this exhibition possible. Next, it is my great pleasure this evening to welcome Kevin Barrett as Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens' 6th Artist-in-Residence. Kevin was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and raised in New York. He comes from a remarkable artistic lineage, the son of sculptor Bill Barrett and the grandson of painter Stan Barrett, who studied with Fernand Léger. He studied sculpture at the Maryland Institute of Art and the School of Visual Arts, and early in his career worked at the Shidoni Foundry in New Mexico, where he developed a deep expertise in bronze casting and fabrication. He has collaborated with artists such as Herbert Ferber, Tom Wesselman, and Alan Hauser, and continues to be widely respected for his knowledge of metal sculpture. Kevin established his first studio in Miami, later working in New York City for more than 20 years, and now lives in Duxbury, Mass. His work has been widely exhibited and is held in important and private collections. And on a more personal note, Kevin and his wife share a special connection to the gardens, as this is where they had their very first date many years ago, making his time here all the more meaningful. It is truly an honor to have him with us and to express our gratitude. We're proud to present you, Kevin, with the key to Ann Norton's Artist Studio.
Honored to be here, part of this collection of Ann Norton. She was a great inspiration to me as a young artist. I did come up here. It wasn't my first date with my wife. I actually met her in a bar, so things you need to take it from there. But she did suggest that I come up here, and it was her idea. And when I first came up, it was in the mid-'80s. We kind of came into the garden, and we were kind of blown away by the fact that these were great sculptures in this kind of community that was almost like a local residential neighborhood. And to me, on the water, it was just like nothing better. So it gave me like an angst in my head that I can actually maybe do something like this someday myself. So for me to be standing here now is quite an honor.
Miami's own Leesa Richards is a singer-songwriter and dynamic performer who has shared the stage with legends like Faith Hill, the Bee Gees, Kelly Clarkson, Gloria Estefan, and Carole King, and recorded with icons including Barbra Streisand and Lenny Kravitz. Her debut solo album, Mother's Child, blends soulful ballads, rock, and R&B, telling a universal story of love and loss. Born and raised in music-rich Detroit, Leesa began performing at a young age, inspired by jazz and the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. A graduate of the University of North Carolina School of the Arts, she toured the world as a dancer with Whitney Houston and later brought her music and movement together as Mary Magdalene in the national tour of Jesus Christ Superstar, earning acclaim across the U.S. and Europe. Please join me in welcoming Leesa Richards to the stage.
Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Let me hold my hand. You don't know what all may be to me. Let me sing my heart song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. Please return, yeah, while our praise So we want to acknowledge some people who helped to keep this beautiful institution going. Support and direction. So I'd like to first acknowledge Francis Fisher. Yes. Margaret Gordon. Caroline Rafferty. And Bill Porter Music that helps this exchange of art and music continue here at the Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens. And we'd like to also thank the staff here who worked so hard to make this such a beautiful night. Thank you so much.